Sometimes, life brings us down, tests us, and pushes us to the edge. But remember, even in the darkest times, kindness, love, and honesty can light the way. No matter how small you feel, your one act of goodness can bring a world of change. This story is about just that: humanity, strength, and hope. It had been 15 days since Riya's school had started. On the other side, her father, Sushil, was still struggling. His company had gone bankrupt, and it had been 2 months since he lost his job. Despite trying everywhere, no new work had come his way. At home, the kitchen shelves were nearly empty. There was only enough wheat flour left to make just one roti. Reena, Riya's mother, stood quietly in the kitchen, lost in thought. She whispered to herself, "I don't even know what to pack in Riya's lunch today." But Reena was a strong woman. She composed herself, rolled out the last bit of dough, made one roti, spread a little ghee and sugar on it, and gently packed it in Riya's tiffin. Riya noticed that only one roti had been made. And her mother had given it all to her. She didn't say anything, but her heart filled with emotion. She understood. Today, her mother and father would go hungry. That morning, Sushil had an interview to attend. Reena opened her purse and pulled out their last 100-rupee note. She gave it to Sushil and said softly, "Keep this, you'll need it for travel. And please, eat something during lunch." Little Riya had seen it all. Her mother made lunch for her, gave money to her father, but kept nothing for herself. She quietly said, "Mama, my stomach is hurting a little. Please give me only half a roti today." Without any drama or fuss, mother took just half a roti in Riya's tiffin. And Riya left for school with her father. On the way, they ran into Anju, the maid who had once worked at their home 6 months ago. Her husband was still unwell, and because of that, she had stopped working. Back then, Reena had told Anju that they didn't need her anymore. But the truth was, they couldn't afford to pay her anymore. Anju hesitantly said, "Sir, I need to take my husband to the doctor today. Could you spare 100 rupees? Sushil paused for a moment. Then reached into his pocket and pulled out the same note Reena had given him. He handed it over to Anju, without hesitation. Riya watched in surprise. Her father had kept nothing for himself. Soon, Riya's friends, Kushi and Dia, caught up with her. Riya turned to her father and said, "I'll walk to school with my friends. You go ahead for your interview." Sushil nodded. "Maybe if I'm early, I can try one more place today." Riya walked ahead. But on the way, she noticed an old man, frail, hungry, searching through garbage for something to eat. She couldn't bear the sight. She opened her tiffin, took out her half roti, and offered it to the old man. That day, Riya, only 7 years old, truly understood what hunger meant. At school, when lunch break came, Riya had nothing to eat. Her teacher noticed and asked gently, "Riya, why didn't you bring lunch?" Her friends, Kushi and Dia, told the teacher everything. The teacher was moved. That day, it was her son's birthday, and she had ordered food for the staff. Shahi paneer, roti, pulav, and raita. She filled Riya's tiffin with all of it. Riya hadn't eaten such a meal in weeks. But even then, her mind was back home. She quietly saved some food in her tiffin for her mother and father. Meanwhile, Sushil came out of his interview, tired and disappointed again. He hadn't been selected. He thought, "Before going home, let me stop by the temple for a moment." On the way, he saw the same old man Riya had fed. The man called out to him, "Sir, this is your wallet." As Sushil took it from him, a police van pulled up. The old man panicked, shoved the wallet into Sushil's hands, and ran away. The wallet had 500 rupees inside. But no ID, no name, nothing. The police took the wallet from Sushil. But suddenly got an emergency call. In a rush, they handed it back to him and drove off. Sushil thought. This wallet isn't mine. I'll just leave it at the temple. At the temple gate, just as he was about to leave it, a stranger noticed him and said, "That's a nice wallet. Where did you get it?" Explained everything honestly. The man smiled and said, "You seem like a very honest person." As they talked, Sushil opened up about his struggles. The man listened carefully. And then said something unexpected. "Come join my company. I've been looking for someone just like you. Honest, sincere, and grounded." Sushil was shocked, and overjoyed. After months of rejection, today, without an interview, he was offered a job. Before leaving, the man asked, "By the way, may I take this wallet back?" Sushil looked puzzled. The man explained. "My sister gifted it to me yesterday after returning from abroad. I must have dropped it near the ATM. The money inside, 500 rupees, was from her. But my cards and ID were in my old wallet, which I left in the car." Sushil smiled, and returned the wallet. That day, through honesty, he didn't just find a job. He earned someone's trust. And little Riya, in her innocent heart, had already learned one of life's greatest lessons. Humanity is the richest treasure one can have. This story reminds us that no matter how small we feel, our actions can create a ripple of goodness. Riya shared her meal, her father gave away his last rupee, and her mother held the family together with quiet strength. They didn't have money, but they were rich, in values, in kindness, and in faith. And in the end, life rewarded them in a way they never imagined. Because when we stay true to who we are, when we choose honesty over shortcuts, and compassion over comfort, the universe always finds a way to return that goodness to us. Never underestimate the power of one kind act. Because sometimes, just one act of love can change your whole world. If this story touched your heart, let us know in the comments, what does humanity mean to you? Don't forget to like this video if you believe kindness still exists in the world. And if you'd love to see more stories like this, make sure to subscribe and join us on this journey of hope and heart.